Hey guys, what's up? It's 20 election predictions here, and we're going to be looking at the polls that recently came out of Ohio and Texas and California in the 2020 presidential election. So let's get started. This polling was done by Emerson College and Nexstar, some pretty reliable pollsters in my opinion. So we'll start with Ohio. So as you can see here, this is just an approval rating, and so again, no Republican has ever won the presidency without winning the state of Ohio. And if we look at the 2016 presidential election in Ohio, Donald Trump won it by actually a pretty wide margin of 8.13 points, 51.69% to 43.56%. If we look at the polling, Donald Trump has a net positive approval rating, which is a pretty good sign for him, meaning that he has a very good chance of winning the state. 48% approval rating to 45% disapproval rating. And the Republican governor, Mike DeWine, is extremely popular, with a 71% approval rating and 15% disapproval rating. That's really good news for a Republican governor, especially in a swing state like Ohio. So, Governor Mike DeWine, since he's so popular, he might just crisscross the state, trying to get people to vote for him, because if 71% of the population of a swing state likes you, you're probably good at getting the vote out. And also, sorry, there's thunder outside, so that's why you can hear those rumbling sounds. But here is an interesting poll. Trump leads Biden by 3 points among Ohio voters, 46% to 43%. That is a huge thing that Trump leads Biden in the swing state of Ohio. Very important swing state for both campaigns. The Trump campaign needs to hold on to Ohio if they even want to have a shot at winning re-election. And when undecided voters are included, it's extremely close. As you can see here, it says Trump's lead slightly tightens to 51% to 49%. If this poll holds true, that means Biden could actually have a shot at carrying the state of Ohio. But 62% of Ohio voters think Trump will be reelected. And as you can see here, a majority of Ohio voters, 56%, would prefer to vote in mail, which is a huge thing for Democrats. They support voting in mail. So Biden could capitalize on that and start campaigning off of that, which could increase his poll numbers. In Texas, very interesting in Texas here, if you look at the 2016 United States presidential election in Texas, Donald Trump won it by 9 points, which is around what he was expected to win it by. No one thought it was going to go to Hillary Clinton. It wasn't a swing state at all. 52.23% to 43.24%, and about 800,000 votes. As you can see, the only reason it's sort of Democratic is all these urban centers: Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Fort Worth, Dallas, etc. But this is actually some good news for Trump, as there was a poll that came out showing Biden that there was a poll by public policy polling that came out a few days ago that showed Biden leading by 1. But this is some reassuring news for the Trump campaign that shows that he is leading Biden by 6 points in Texas, 47% to 41%. And this poll is actually one of the reasons why, in one of my previous videos, my May 2020 presidential election prediction, why I put Texas in the likely column for Donald Trump. And this poll just reassures that it is still likely for Trump. But President Trump has a 46% approval rating and a 44% disapproval rating. That is actually not really good for him, especially in Texas, which is usually a reliably Republican state, that he only has a net positive approval rating of 2 percentage points. Republican Governor Greg Abbott, who's a very popular governor in Texas, he won re-election, I believe by more than 15 points in 2018, while Beto O'Rourke, the Democrat who was trying to run for Senate to defeat Ted Cruz, only lost by 2. As you can see, Greg Abbott has a 54% approval rating and a 32% disapproval rating. Very good for Greg Abbott again. Greg Abbott, like Mike DeWine, the governor of Ohio, could just go tiptoe the state of Texas to make sure that Trump keeps on to the state of Texas in 2020. And as you can see here, 61% of Texas voters expect Trump to be reelected. And as you can see here, a slight majority of voters in Texas, 51%, would rather vote by mail. Again, Biden could capitalize off of this and campaign off this and increase his polling numbers in Texas. And in California, nothing surprising here. Of course, Biden leads Trump by 30 points, actually, which I believe is a pretty significant lead when it comes to. Actually, let me try to find the. In California, yes. So Hillary Clinton won it by 30 points. So this is actually pretty normal that Biden is leading by 30 points, 59% to 29%, which is around the results. 61% to 31, but both candidates are polling a little lower than Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton performed in 2016 among California voters. And undecideds, again, another 30 split, 65% to 35%. And then only 54% of California voters think Biden will win in November. That's actually some very interesting things to even his own supporters. Like California, one of the most liberal states in the union, like that just shows you Biden voters are not confident, and that might come back to him. That might come back to haunt him. So as you can see here, here's some more results. As you can see, the undecided vote is actually pretty balanced among all these states. They all have around a 12% undecided rate, except in Ohio where it's 11%. But as you can see here, in Ohio, Trump has a 3-point lead, 46% for Trump, 43% for Biden. In California, Biden has a 30-point lead, nothing unexpected there, 59% to 29%. And in Texas, Trump has a 6-point lead, 47% to 41%. This is actually really interesting because we have not seen a lot of polls coming out of the state of Ohio or out of the state of Texas. So that's pretty interesting. And then we can see a lack of enthusiasm for Biden here, that 48% of Ohio Democratic voters and 51% Texas Democratic voters, and only 46% of California Democratic voters saying they would rather have New York Governor Andrew Cuomo as a Democratic Party nominee. That is bad for Biden, not good news. Even though there's no way that Biden's going to be nominated. I mean, not Biden. Cuomo's going to be nominated. It's not good news for Joe, for old Uncle Joe, the child kisser. And this is actually some pretty interesting stuff, that a plurality of Ohio Democratic voters, 29%, want Biden to choose Senator Elizabeth Warren as his vice president, which could be a strategic pick, him trying to appeal to the progressive voters, although Warren has definitely angered progressive voters ever since some people think she is some socialists and progressives in the Democratic Party think she is the reason why Bernie Sanders lost the primary to Joe. Kamala Harris at 19, she's from California, could boost his numbers in California. Amy Klobuchar, a very strategic pick. And State Senator Stacey Abrams of Georgia, tied for third at 11%. So that's actually pretty interesting that Elizabeth Warren is the number one pick. And then, as you can see here, the top issue, of course, is the economy and beating Trump. All very interesting. And then, going into the coronavirus part, this just goes to show you that, like, Republicans are much more at ease with reopening restrictions. As you can see here, it says, would you feel comfortable going to a restaurant with some spacey precautions? See, as you can see, Republicans would feel much more comfortable, in California, Texas, and Ohio. So that's really all I wanted to show you guys. And just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and have a great day.